Hello and welcome to Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. Today, for day 9 of my 14 Days of Love series, I'm going to show you a quick and easy fun fold card that you can make with any of your favorite designer series papers and stamp sets, embellishments, anything. It's a very versatile fun fold, and I think you're going to like it a whole lot. Once again, I'm featuring the Be Mine suite, and I'll be using the Happy Valentine's Day sentiment from this stamp set. You will find that as I make this fun fold card, there are many similarities to the pocket card that I showed you in my previous video for day 8. So I'm starting with a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock. This measures 5.5 by 4.25 inches. So the finished card will be our standard A2 size card. To that, I'm adding a piece of 4-inch by 5.25 inch designer series paper. By the way, the red in this paper pack and even the red ribbon that I'm using is Sweet Sorbet. It's very similar to real red, but not quite as bright, I'll say. Then I have this piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock. It measures 3 inches by 8 inches. I always like to double check my measurements right here on my glass mat because it has all the dimensions for me. So 3 inches by 8 inches, and I've scored at 4 inches down the middle. Let me say that again. 3 inches by 8 inches, and I scored at 4 inches on the long side. I'm going to fold that in half and give it a nice crease with my bone folder. And then to this card base, I'm going to add white cardstock to the inside and another print from the Be Mine Designer Series paper. These measure 2 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. They are the same size, 2 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. Remember, if you are stamping a sentiment or an image on the inside, for the inside of your card, you will want to stamp before you apply adhesive and adhere it to the inside of your card. That way, if you make a mistake or something's not straight or smudged, you can flip that piece of designer series paper or flip that piece of cardstock over and try again. Next, I'm adding my second DSP to this Daffodil Delight card front. And then I'm going to take this small card base and adhere it to the center of my layers. Just like that. And then I'm going to add some adhesive to the back side of this 2-inch black circle. Okay, I punched the circle with a 2-inch circle punch. And what I want to do is use this ribbon, the Sweet Sorbet ribbon, as a decorative element behind that circle. I'm going to move it over a little bit. This is something you really don't have to measure. I'm using about 10 inches, but this does not have to be perfect. Don't try to make it perfect. I used to fuss and fuss and fuss and fuss with my ribbons and trims when I was doing this, and I learned that I was just trying too hard. So I've learned to let go of some of that and be a little more relaxed about it. Okay, so there you can see how I'm using that ribbon, not in a bow or a knot, but just to add some interest behind that black circle. And I'm going to leave it like that because I'm starting to fuss with it, right? And I'm just going to trim that end of the ribbon at an angle. Then I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back. This will help me adhere it to the front of my card, but also hold that ribbon in place just a little bit more firmly. Once I've done that, I want to stamp a sentiment for the front to layer onto that black circle. So I have some basic white cardstock. I've chosen the Happy Valentine's Day sentiment from the Be My Valentine stamp set, and I'm stamping with Sweet Sorbet. As I said earlier, Sweet Sorbet is the red that is used in this collection of products. And I'm going to punch that with a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And I'll add this on top of my black circle. And then I'm going to add a few of the heart embellishments from this pack. I'm going to use the yellow hearts, and I'm going to use one large one here, right up here. And then I want to add 2 small ones. No, I only have one small one left on this sheet. So I opened up a new package earlier, actually for yesterday's video, I believe. Oh, come on. And I'll add a second yellow heart. Remember when we add embellishments to our cards and paper crafts, we typically add them in odd numbers. That's sort of a rule of decor and home decor, things like that, art, flower arranging. And it's been proven that odd numbers are actually more pleasing to the eye. So I hope you like this quick and easy fun fold card that I made for you. Let me show you a few others that I made with that same Be Mine product suite. Okay, here's one. I use the Jars of Honey DSP. You're as sweet as honey. Now, what I love about this sentiment is it doesn't have to be just for Valentine's Day. What a great way to tell somebody they're a great friend, or what a great way to say thank you. And then I made this one. This uses the flower prints from that same DSP collection, and I did some stamping of flowers, stamped off for the heart, and then stamped full strength Sweet Sorbet ink for the Love You sentiment. And that's on a pool party card base. Then I did this one. I like the stripes. And then the smaller tiny bees. And it Be Mine. A great, simple Valentine, kind of a classic Valentine message, right? I think of the conversation hearts, Be Mine, right? On this one, I didn't use a sentiment at all. I did stamp and punch, though, and made a bumblebee with the bee builder punch. And something I wanted to show you here is I actually punched vellum for the wings of the bee. Okay, that's part of that shape, is the wing shape is part of the bee builder punch. It's also punches as a heart, but I did vellum, so it looks more, I don't know, is wing-like a word? um, gives that bit of transparency like we would typically see on bee wings, right? They're not typically white. And then I'm just adding a little bit of Winkostella for some shimmer there. And then the last one I'm going to show you is this. And this is so simple. I just cut a 1-inch strip of Sweet Sorbet cardstock and stamped my sentiment in the black Memento ink right on the front. So easy, sharp, they're all fun, they're all easy. And as you can see, mixing and matching of the stamps, the sentiments, the designer series paper, patterns, and images makes this fun and easy. It's a great way to do one-of-a-kind cards quickly and easily just by switching out the designer series papers for each one and some of the colors as well. I hope you enjoyed my day 9 demonstration for my 14 Days of Love series. I look forward to bringing you another project tomorrow.